director of ACTE, and ACTE is responsible for the work package of the residencies in this new project that we are starting. So we already started in January, but we are just opening to everyone right now. And but I want first to introduce Arjen. Arjen is the director of Impact. Impact is the organization in the Netherlands, in Utrecht. I hope I pronounce it correctly.
Yeah,
Arjen.
okay. Mm-hmm.
And he's the coordinator and general coordinator of the S+T+ARTS Buen-TEK project, and he will introduce the general frameworks for the S+TARTS project, the European S+TARTS project, and concretely what we are aiming at developing during this Buen-TEK start, specifically in Latin America. Arjen, the floor is yours.
Yeah, thanks, Tere, and thanks also, Anna, for hosting this session. It's very nice to have so many people in the Zoom that are interested to learn more about Buen-TEK. I assume most of you are interested because of the fact that you're thinking to apply for one of the residencies, but maybe if you're here for other reasons, that's also fine. Also nice that you inform people around you, other artists that you're familiar with about the call, and maybe then your acquaintances and friends are also getting interested. There will be another information session in Spanish. I'm sure Anna and Tere will tell you about that more also. So there's a second chance for you if you want to learn more. But first, let's get started with this English version information session of Buen-TEK. Yes, I'm the director of Impact, and Impact is a center for creative and critical views on media culture, as we call ourselves, in Utrecht, which is in the center of the Netherlands, the fourth biggest city. And the Buen-TEK consortium has several European partners and also several partners located in South America. We'll get to that. Maybe first we go to, which is already the third slide. Okay, yes. S+TARTS is an initiative of the European Commission. S+TARTS stands for Science, Technology and Arts. So all the projects that are organized within this S+TARTS funding program kind of circle around these themes. And the specific case of S+TARTS South America, or let's put it differently, S+TARTS Buen-TEK is a response to an open call that was organized by the European Commission called S+TARTS South America, and it was calling for initiative that were kind of organizing collaborations between Europe and South America. And we, the consortium of European partners, we sent in a proposal for that called Buen-TEK. And that was awarded with this grant, and this puts us in a position that we can organize it and invite you to come with proposals for residencies. So you can see the European partners here listed: Impact in Utrecht, the Netherlands. Then there is Barcelona Supercomputing Center located in Barcelona, of course, Gluon, Brussels, Belgium, ACTE in Barcelona, Spain, Sony CSL Computer Science Lab based in Rome, and there's TBA 21 in Madrid, Spain. It's a variety of different organizations. Impact primarily is a presentation organization with an annual festival. Our annual festival in 2026 will also be connected to Buen-TEK. But we also do residency programs and other activities. ACTE can maybe tell a bit about what their normal operation program is, and Gluon and TBA 21, Barcelona Supercomputing, they all have their own specific profiles. And we have been bridging, pairing, collaborating with 11 organizations in South America. They are all so-called twins, and together with them, we are organizing the residencies that you are now, that you can apply for. The main contact probably will be your twin in South America. You're also imagined to spend part of your residency in their facilities, but also the European twins, European partners will be very active together with the twins to support you in your residency. So STARTS in general aims to merge arts, culture, science, technologies, but in the specific case of Buen-TEK, we have an angle that also is very much focused at ancestral knowledge, and we want to foster innovation with a strong societal impact. So our approach to technology is also taking technology in the broader sense of the definition. So technology is not necessarily something that it has electricity. It can also be a technology like agriculture can be understood as a technology, or language can be understood as a technology. And we focus on developing a complex interweaving of local expertise and global technological innovation, and creating transdisciplinary spaces. And I'm not sure what the next slide brings, but maybe we can jump to the next slide. Yes, there it is. And this is actually, no, this is the last slide that I'm going to do. Buen-TEK is a portmanteau, a merging of two terms. And these two terms are, you could say, philosophies that are central, the central pillars to the Buen-TEK program. One is Buen Vivir, and I have to be modest here because I'm sure everyone here that is from South America in the Zoom knows more about it than I do. But to summarize it, you could see it as a holistic vision rooted in indigenous philosophy and Andean cosmology that advocates for interconnectedness and sustainability. And as a guiding principle of the project, offers a collective, non-extractive approach to development based on the harmonious relationship between humans, nature, and diverse ways of knowing and existing. So that's the Buen in Buen-TEK, connected to Buen Vivir. And then the other part of the word is connected to low-tech, which is a book by Julia Watson, but it's also an institute or a philosophy focusing on local, traditional, ecological knowledge. So the tech in low-tech stands for traditional ecological knowledge, showcasing sustainable, resilient solutions developed by indigenous cultures. It recognizes vernacular engineering as sophisticated and resilient in their right, and it challenges dominant tech paradigms by highlighting alternative technologies that you could also consider often as low tech, and low then LOW. So it's also offering an alternative to high tech, often more commercial approaches. What can we actually learn if we look at ancestral knowledge, if we look at forgotten technologies maybe? That's very much the philosophy behind low tech. And that's, I think, my part of the presentation, and I give the microphone back to Anna or Tere.
Thank you, Arjen, for this very clear presentation. I think if there's some questions on the conceptual framework, we will go back to it. There's questions, frequent touch questions at the very, very end of the session. But by now, let me first introduce the team. So Anna Pinotti is also my colleague here at ACTE. ACTE is a hub that gathers in Barcelona, that gathers 3 universities, 1 design school, 2 big conglomerates of research centers, scientific research centers, 2 institutions related to the industries and technology, and 3 cultural institutions. And we will be, our role in the project, a part of course, contributing to the whole project. It's twofolded. The first one is to organize and lead this work package on the residencies. So a part of connecting directly with the other partners of the Buen-TEK project and the twins that are in Latin America. We will be, Anna and myself will be the main contact for any questions that you have regarding these residencies. But let's go through the residencies. So This open call was published on last week, the 15th of April, and will be open until the 27th of May at 5 Central European Time. So yeah, so this is the last moment where you can upload your application if we convince you to to be candidate to candidate to this residency program. So diving a bit into the residencies program, this is a call for projects that try to merge cutting edge and traditional technologies with ancestral knowledge. And the projects, we want the projects to address regional ecosystems, the local communities, to foster a critical and inclusive and sustainable dialogue between the arts, the technologies, science, also innovation, social innovation, and cultural values. The conceptual frame of the project has been presented. You will find more about it in the booklet, not in the booklet, in the guidelines for applicants, sorry. And this call will support, as Arion was saying, 10 residencies in Argentina, Brazil, Chile, Colombia, Ecuador, and Peru. These are the places, so the countries that we found our partners. The partners are going to be 10 different partners. Well, one of them is going to be double, but it's still 10 residencies. And the durations of each residency, it's going to be 5 months. This five months you can choose because we will expand this 5 to this 6 months period. So you can be in the residency between September 2025 and February 2026. That is 6 months, but in fact the residency will take only 5 months, meaning you can start maybe in September and end in January, or you can start in October and end in February. That's the plan. But the final schedule of this residency is going to be subject to the agreement of all parties, meaning the twins that are going to host you during a period in this 5 months, and well, the other activities that we are aiming to program and to plan all along the residencies. So you will find all these specificities on the time frame that the residents are offering in the booklet of the residencies that I think Anna is gonna put in right now in the chat. And this residency program will support selected applicants through funding, guidance, and support from the host institutions, the European partners, and some translocal experts linked to each of the residencies. As states here, you are not expected to work full-time on the project, but you will be asked, that's for sure, to be present for at least 4 weeks at the host institution. Could be continued stay or divided in diverse slots. But as most of you gonna need to travel, so we highly recommend to be present at least 4 weeks all through. Can you go to the next slide? Thank you so much. Okay. This is the residences ecosystem. As you can see, there's the selected artists at the center, and who's going to be involved? It's going to be the twins, which are the organizations that are going to host you and accompany you through all the residency. The liaison mediators are the partners of this European partners that are in charge also of these residencies. The local communities, the local communities in this project, in this framework and the conceptual framework are very, very, very important because they play a crucial role in not only in the learning process, but also well, in the whole residency project. And the translocal experts. These translocal experts can be, so you will know more about them in a couple of weeks. And they're going to be assigned to each of the residencies to follow up, to continue to assess you as candidates or residents during the whole process of the residency. Just a few words on the residency phases. Well, taking into account that this is a 5 month long residency, we propose a general, but it's also flexible work scheme that can be sort of summarized in the following 3 steps or 3 stages. The first, of course, is the kickoff of the residencies. This is once you're selected, we will have a first meeting trying to bring together information, knowledge about the topic, to go deep in the project that you have presented, to start the conversation with the twins and the translocal experts. And this is also very important, this phase, because it's gonna, we're gonna talk a lot about the alignment and exchange of expectations, what everyone expect to be the final result of this residency, and also to insist a bit in the process, the communications, the workflow between the different participants and so on. This is the first stage. The second stage, I am sorry, so I am in an open space. It's a bit loud here, but I hope you can follow me properly. So the second stage of the residency is going to be the core phase of the residency, and this is going to be mostly about research, creation, production, if needed, of the final outcomes. At this stage, the most important thing is that the relation between you as an artist and the other parties involved is intense. So it doesn't matter if you only spend 4 weeks in the place where you're going to do the residency, but you must consider that the residency is 5 months long. So we will ask you to participate in diverse online meetings and diverse activities that we are preparing, and we will go through these activities at the very end. Very, very well, we recommend there's a workshop that is also a program for each residency. It's a workshop that has the aim to bring together all the stakeholders, all the communities that are involved or around or belonged to the context of the twins or the context of your project. So this is going to be a workshop. Our recommendation is that the workshop is also planned within these 4 weeks of your residency, 4 weeks or 2 months, because there's some residencies that can host you during longer time. So this in this second stage, the most activities are gonna happen. So public activities, showcases, the workshop, etc. And then the last stage is the delivery of the outcome of the project and the documentation related. Probably here, so we will talk about later about the possible outcomes. It's very wide, as you will see. But probably during this stage, we are going to organize as well sort of outreach activities or showcases in Europe, South America, after the residency. Well, we will see how this will evolve. It's going to depend a lot on the project, on the residency process, and also on the availability of all the people that are involved in these residencies. Okay, so who is involved in the residencies? We went through this. So and now this is the overview of the twins that are involved, the locations and the residencies. So as you can see, there's a link here. So there's the residency booklet. You can have this information. All the information, the call, the residency booklet is translated in the three main languages of this program, which is English, Spanish, and Portuguese. So as you can see, we have these 10 residencies. The first one, it's postnatural, has the title of postnatural and other ecologies. It's going to happen in Museu do Amanhã in Rio de Janeiro, led by the European partner Gluon. The second residency is speculations, vernacular knowledge, and local technology responding to coastal transformations due to climate change. This is going to happen in the Laboratory of Ocean Arts and Science of the Oceanographic Institute of University of Sao Paulo and PIVO, Arte Pesquisa. And this is going to happen physically in Ubatuba, Sao Paulo, and Salvador de Bahia. And this residency is led by, in Europe, by TBA 21. Residency 3 is Morse clock ticks. Your supercomputer is routing. This is going to happen in Córdoba, Argentina, and it's the host institution, the twin, is el Centro de Cómputo de Alto Desempeño de la UNC. And the leader here in Europe is Barcelona Supercomputing Center. The fourth residency is Mormaçao, Art, Climate, and Resilient Ways of Living in Cities. This is Universidad de Fortaleza, who is the twin. It's going to happen in Fortaleza, in Brazil, and it's led by Sony Rome. And the residency number 5 is Signal and Flow, Mobile Phones Shaping Urban Life. This is led from the Universidad del Desarrollo in Las Condes, la región metropolitana de Las Condes in Chile. And this is also led by Sony in Rome. Impact is leading to in Europe. The first one is the six is the patterns and care, mathematical thinking in the Amazon. The twin, so the residency place will be Alta Tecnología Andina, ATA. And the residency will take place in Lima and San José de Yarinacocha in Pucallpa in Peru. And the 7th residency is Buen Pensar. This is led by the twin Más Arte, Más Acción and the also Impact in Europe. And this is going to happen in also 2 places in Bogota and in Irida, in Guainía department, in the Colombian Amazonia. The residency number 4 is for the 8th is Human and More Than Human Interculturality in the Ecuadorian Andes. This is going to happen in La Comunidad La Chimba in Canton Cayambe, and is led by the twin. That's going to be hosted by the twin CICTA, Centro Comunitario Intercultural del Tránsito Amaguaña, and in Europe, ACTE is going to wonder who's going to be responsible of this residency. And residency number 9, Ancestral Futures, Art and Technology for Buen Vivir. It's going to happen in Platoedro in Medellin, Colombia, also led by us from Europe. And the residency number 10, Land of Fires, is going to happen in Punta Arenas in Chile. The host institution, the twin here, is Lichen Lab, and the responsible from the European side is, again, ACTE. And more info about this, the details about the topics, the main objectives of the residency, the tags, the important tags or keywords that are relevant for each residency. You're going to find it in the residency booklet, again in English, Spanish, and Portuguese. And if you have any specific question on the residency, also you can reach us at any point of this process. What do you get as artist or as a selected artist? First, it's going to be a 20,000 euro grant. This is a lump sum. This includes the artist fee. Our recommendation that is the minimum of 35% is dedicated to the fees for the artists, for research, production, whatever. So, but it's the fees. And the rest of the budget, you can put there to all related costs. Travel is on you. Insurance, subsistence, but also production costs, and any costs that are related to this residency. Of course, you will have from the part of the twins support also in the facilities, in technologies, in assessment, whatever. So this is going to be on the twin. You will have this 5-month residency. The accommodation is at the host institution, at least 4 weeks. This is not included in the 20,000 that you're going to get. So this is on the cost of the twins. And you will have also access to scientific and technological knowledge and facilities. You will have connection through the diverse connection through a wider network, through the translocal experts, and you will have the support of all the partners here in Europe. Of course, you will have also the opportunity to participate in peer learning activities. These peer learning activities are mostly thought as an opportunity to create network and to learn from each other experience. And you will get also the possibility to participate in showcases, dissemination events, and so on. Of course, you can build bridges with the local communities, with the networks, etc. You will have also access to the European STARTS network. And of course, we will communicate thoroughly all the activities that you're going to perform during your residency. And of course, you will have also the chance, if possible, to meet also people in the diverse events that we are organizing. So, what do we expect from you? We expect of course, to participate in the residency follow-up meetings. We will try not to bother you much, but of course, it's going to be an intense work during these 5 months. So we will ask you to be available to participate in these follow-up meetings. We are also hoping that you can help and support to prepare and implement this workshop that I was talking about before with the local communities and local stakeholders. We expect you to attend also and participate in this learning program. It's 5 online sessions. It's 2.5 hours each that will take place once a month during the residency period. And again, the purpose of this learning program is mostly to create a network of projects, people, and to avoid mostly that every residency is just a silo and happens by itself. But this is our aim here is to create sort of a network and a context for learning and peer learning and well, to create sort of this structure. We do expect also to participate actively in at least one peer learning session, meaning to co-lead this peer learning session in collaboration with the liaison mediator, which is the partners in Europe, and the translocal experts also, and the twins. These peer learning sessions and another block of the residency, which is called CLOC, is guided by and led by TBA 21. So for this learning program, peer learning sessions and so on, your partner, so your spokesperson is going to be TBA 21. And of course, we hope that you participate in the dissemination and showcase events that are programmed for you, also online and on site. And we also, so one of the parts of this residency program is to afterwards to follow a proper impact assessment to be published afterwards. And that is going to help us to evaluate the results of the process and the results of the residency. So we're going to ask you to fill and to follow a field diary, and we will bother you for at least one interview during this 5 months. We will also need from you any kind of documentation, so visual, textual, any other media documentation for dissemination and communication purposes. And of course, a final outcome, which is, well, any research and production related to the residency. And here, this is a slide to inspire you for possible final outcomes. They can be very, very, very different. It can be really a wide range of transdisciplinary research results. But here, so as inspiration, we propose a different set of possible outcomes. First, artistic, non-textual, performative artworks, installations, exhibition, material artifacts, technological prototypes, online platforms, technological innovations, if any, community projects, citizen mobilization, and civic participation initiatives. All these textual, non-textual, performative outcomes are going to be also accepted. Of course, we will also be open to receive any kind of research outputs. Could be a publication, could be a research paper, could be development of a new theoretical framework or a model that bridge diverse academic disciplines. Could be, well, whatever you think that is research output, purely research output. Or we can also receive sort of collective practices that creates lasting bonds between diverse researchers. Into this new knowledge, new research insights that arises from the collaboration of these diverse practices, critical and analytical approaches. Other disciplines would be great. This is very difficult, but it's we aim high here. Yeah, we are also happy to receive new proposals for interdisciplinary fields. Could be also collaborative platforms to support interdisciplinary work. It's not all of them. So do not worry. It's just that you, this is a sort of a list that could inspire you in terms of, okay, at the very end, what can I send back as a result of the residency? Well, it could be all of this or yeah, in this direction. So, but what we will need is that the outcome, whatever it is delivered in a format that can be presented to any kind of audience as a part of an artwork, a prototype, as a documentation that opens and shows the project to the more general audience. So next, yes. So who can apply? This is important. Who is eligible for this? You need to be a citizen or permanent resident in any of the eligible countries. The eligible countries is Argentina, Bolivia, Brazil, Chile, Colombia, Ecuador, Guyana, Paraguay, Peru, Suriname, and Uruguay. This list of countries, I think there were, Arjun, you correct me if I'm wrong, but this list of countries were determined by the call itself, the European Commission. So this is the list of the countries that are eligible, not the countries where the residency is going to happen. That we already talk about them. It's correct, Arjun?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Then
It,
maybe
it, it excludes Venezuela, probably because the European Commission could
yes,
come to
yeah,
agreements with their government, and French Guiana, which officially is France. So it's not an autonomous country. But apart from that, it's all the countries in South America.
thank you. So you can be an artistic association, a company, a collective, or an association as well, based in any eligible country, any of these countries of South America, except Guyana, French Guiana, and Venezuela. And or it can be that you are teaming with artists from Europe and from any eligible country. In this case, at least 50% of the members of the collective must be from any of the eligible countries. And the beneficiary, the one who's going to get the money transferred, must be from the eligible country. So, of course, we expect that that at least the applicants know deeply or have a strong understanding of sort of collaboration with communities and organizations of the country where the residency will take place. And yeah, so things that are important is that the candidates to this code can be so need to present a fiscal identification number, a VAT or equivalent, because this is compulsory. Mostly because of the legal transfer of money and the payment. The applicants, you will need to provide a residency permit and a sort of an official residency permit in any eligible country, or a valid passport from any eligible country. So you can be an artist from these eligible countries that lives in anywhere in the world, but is national from these eligible countries. So what is incompatible is that you are legally affiliated with any of the Buen-TEK consortium partners or twins, so you cannot be related to any of the host institutions or any of the European partners. You cannot receive more than one STARTS grant. So it has happened before that some artists could get two STARTS grants at the same time. So this time is not eligible. So it's only one STARTS grant that you are able to receive. And of course, you cannot be under liquidation or on any enterprise under difficulty according this commission regulation number that it's stated here in this presentation, and also in the guidelines for applicants. So timeline. So I see that you're already asking questions. We will go back to these questions afterwards. First, the timeline. So we started the call the 15th of April. This is our first info session. The 6th of May at 3:30 again, Central European Times is going to be the second info session. And in this case, yeah, so, well, you can repeat, so we're not going to exclude anyone if you want to, to repeat the session in Spanish. The submission deadline is going to close at the 27th of May, as I told you, at 5 Central European Time. And then the 13th of June, we will have the selection of the shortlisted candidates. This selection of shortlisted candidates, it will be done by a group of evaluators. It's going to be a delegate from the twin organization, the liaison mediator, which is the European partners, the translocal experts, and an expert links to the Buen-TEK project conceptual framework as well. So with this the shortlisted candidates will be 30, at least 3 per residency. So it's 10 residency, 3 diverse candidates per residency. And then if you're selected, you will jump to the next phase, which is between the 25th and the 2nd of July. We're gonna do a jury day. Well, it's called pitching, but in fact it's an interview with online interview with a group of evaluators. Again, the twin organizations, so the one hosting you, the European partner, local expert, and a community representatives. The community representatives are all representatives, or one representative from the community stakeholders that are around the diverse residencies. And after this online interview, we will announce the winners on the 7th of July. This is, well, it's the 7th of July. Of course, you will have very little time to organize yourself if you are the winner, but because the residencies will take place between, as I told you, September 25th and 2025 and February 2026. It's going to be almost 2 months before you start the residency. But during this time, we will be there just preparing again all the first steps of the residency. Let's go through the evaluation criteria, maybe. Yeah, it's something that it's the evaluation criteria. It's important. This evaluation will be based on 15 point score, considering each criteria on a scale from 0 to 5. So for each section, meaning each criteria, excellence, implementation, and impact, maximum punctuation is 5, and the minimum threshold that you need to reach to pass to the next step is going to be 3. So excellence, of course, it's a complex word, but it's going to include your CV and your portfolio. Of course, here we will also evaluate the understanding of the conceptual scope of the project, Buen-TEK project. And here, so we need, as STARTS project, STARTS framework is science, technology, and the arts. We will need you to explain your intersection of art, science, and technology in your work. And possibly it's expected that you have been working with communities before. So the second criteria is going to be implementation. So first, that you understand what the twins are offering and which are the goals and which are the contextual conditions. So please be aware that it's so you have a very, I think, thoroughly description of each residency in the booklet. So this is important, that you understand where are you gonna land if you are selected. The second is, of course, an organized work plan, the methodology, if you have. So how do you want to implement the project, and if it's feasible within the budget, or we don't want you to do a huge project with very little money. So it needs to be correlated, the budget with the feasibility of the project, and of course the timeline of the project. And then, of course, the implementation, it's gonna refer also to this motivation to collaborate with institutions, the communities, and the networks, and so on. And the third criteria is going to be the impact. So it's, again, it's the congruence of the project within the areas of influence and the main goals of the host institution. And of course, that you can also provide not the specific outcome, but the possible outcome that it's identified. So we don't need you to describe here that it's going to be an installation of whatever with all the technical materials. But of course, we will love to see from you that it's that you have somehow an outcome inside. And of course, here it's also important that you are able to reach communities, to share the process, to be really aware on the contextual and conceptual framework of WMBB and low-tech. And of course, this crossovers between art, science, technologies, traditional knowledge, local culture. So again, the minimum threshold that you need to have is 3 in each of the criteria, and then yeah, you are in the next phase probably. And last but not least, this is the documents that we will need from you in the, so you have a form to fill. The form is also, we tried our best to do it in the three languages. So it's a bit long because it's described in 3 languages, English, Spanish, and Portuguese. And well, it's what we're gonna need. Of course, your contact, the contact person, the collective, the websites, social media, if any, nationality, fiscal identification number, etc. We will need a copy of the residency permit of a valid passport from any of the eligible countries that were mentioned. Again, all South America, but Venezuela and French Guiana. PDF, JPG, or whatever. So we will need also a brief summary of 300 characters in English. This is important because, well, English is going to be also a vehicular language in the all along the project, although the residencies are going to happen in the local language, that it's very clear. And then, of course, motivation, 1,000 characters. How do you plan to use the infrastructures and the resources of the host institution? We will need the description of the proposal. It's maximum 5 pages. You can include sketches, reference image. You can include whatever you want in the description of the proposal, but it doesn't have to weight more than 5 megabytes, because if not, our servers are gonna crash. So, and in this description of the proposal, of course, the project description, how do you aim to address the scope of the residency, methodological approach, time plan, work plan, budget breakdown, an approximative budget breakdown, and a sort of unexpected outcome. So which outcome can you envision in the project? We will need also your CV, your curriculum, and artistic portfolio. That's clear that something that is going to be very important here is that please, if you upload or use any kind of material that it's not yours, that you comply with the GDPR, so which is the protection of the rights of the images, so that you have these rights to use these images, because maybe we are going to use some of the image for communication purpose. And I think, yeah, it was a long presentation, sorry for this, but this is, yeah, I'm open for, well, not only I, but Aryan as well, and Anna, we are open for all your questions. Something that it's very important here, so check regularly all the FAQ document. Why? Because we will update this document as we receive particular or personal questions. So probably you will not get an answer for a particular questions during this period directly, but this will be always the answer, that your question and the answer, without names, of course, but your question and the answer will be published in the frequent asked questions document, because we want everyone to have the same information at the same time. So this is pretty important, and of course we will also include some of the questions if they are not there in the frequent asked questions document. And yes, so apart from this, open for any questions. I see here in the chat, can an artist apply for 2 different collectives? I don't see it a problem, but we will check. So we don't have an answer for this. Is a very, it's a question that that we can include. But yes, in principle, yes, you can apply for 2 different collectives. Although you will also be asked in the in the form to identify which is your preferred residency. Because in case that you are chosen, then we will use this preferred residency.
Maybe it's important to
yes.
understand how the word collective is understood in this question. So I think you can apply for two twins. So you can apply for a residency in, say, Rio and in Lima as two examples. If that's how collective is understood, so yeah. Or maybe the question is, can an artist that is part of two collective, a collective artist B and A? Karen, go ahead.
Yes, like that. Like if you're part of two media labs, let's say, could you apply with two different projects to either the same twin or two different twins?
Maybe Terra or Anna, it's your department, maybe.
So you are allowed to apply to a maximum of 2 different residencies with different projects, because we aim for projects that are aligned to each residency. In case these 2 projects of the same artist are selected by the 2 twins, it will be only if these 2 projects are selected for the final steps. Let's say that two twins select the same artist. Only the preferred residency indicated by the artist will be will win, let's say. No m'estic explicant molt bé.
Yeah, so I think this is also related with a question that Mary De Cusi has posted in the chat. Is it required to submit entirely new? So is it possible to apply to 2 different residencies with 2 separate project themes? Yes. In fact, you need, if you want to apply to 2 different residencies, you need to present 2 different projects. So you cannot present the same project to 2 residencies. Because yes, the residencies, as you can see, you will see, are different. There are any more? So it's already answered this question, Mary?
Maybe
Matthias.
it's also good to explain that with all the twins in South America, we've been discussing what the profiles and the identities are of each twin, because we also want to support all the organizations in South America with their specific goals and scopes, as well as the artist, of course. So that's why we try to have proposals that respond to the priorities of each of the institutions, but also allow for a wide variety of themes and priorities. So hopefully every artist that wants to apply can find their most fitting residency destination.
Thank you. Matthias, you have you've raised your hand. Go ahead.
Yeah. Happy Thursday, Tere, Anna, Arjan, and Karen. Thank you for luring me to this wonderful place. My question is very short. Since I'm far from the research academic sphere and more of an electronic artist without a framework, but I'm really, really interested in outputting a research paper. What would be the correct, let me rephrase, do you offer links to collaborate with some magazines or like research spots?
Well, in terms of the research, purely research outputs, could be papers and so on. Well, many of the partners there are in Latin America and are universities themselves. So of course, and also there are research centers in Europe and in Latin America. of course, I'm sure that they have enough links and enough knowledge on how to proceed in publication of research outputs like papers and so on. But yes, so in fact, yes, it's not established as it is, but of course, I'm sure that you will have high support in publishing a research in any
Thank you very much.
specialized magazine.
That clears my landscape a lot, because otherwise I need to establish my own connections to publish the thing.
No, do not worry. But Matthias, you can also, so as a possible outcome, could be a research paper, but it could be also a device. So it's not that we are just.
It will be mostly a device, yeah,
Okay,
but I
good.
want to
But then-
support it. Yeah,
That's great.
thank you.
Thank you. So there are more hands raised, or
Is een jarig, hoera, hoera, dat kun je wel zien.
yeah, there is another question.
Yes,
Maybe that
please.
was the singing was a question. Could be, yeah. But if not, so Nati and then Connie. No.
Hello,
Okay.
thank you. My question is that if we can apply without choosing the residency and let you put us in any place.
No, you need to choose the residency.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
I have a question, please. For example, for a local artist from the same city as the residency, is it possible to apply?
Definitely, yes.
Okay, perfect. Thank you very much.
There's also a question from Mary. I don't know if that has been addressed. Is it required to submit entirely new projects?
Yeah, it
Did
was
we deal with that
addressed.
question
Yes.
already? Or-
Yeah, this was addressed. Yes, but you need to submit two different projects for
Maybe
different
it's also
residencies.
I can imagine many artists have a project in their mind that they would like to do in a residency, but then it's really important to look at the extent to which your existing idea corresponds with your residency destination. Of course, this can be a lucky incidence, but we really want ideas that respond and connect with your residency destination.
Then there's this question from Like Volce, sorry for my pronunciation. Question is following: what could be my role as a European artist when I apply together with a Peruvian artist? I am partnering, assisting the project, and we will have to work together as a duo. Yes, it's allowed to, if as we were saying, you can apply as a collective, but of course, if you are two people traveling there, and yeah, so then the cost of the travels are going to be on you, and you will need to share this the amount of the grant. But maybe you have more questions. Yeah, Dike? Okay. There's more question. Okay, thank you. Clear. Thank you. Okay.
Maybe I could respond to a question of Connie, which in fact we did already discuss, but she asking, is it necessary to apply for a residency just in the country that you're from? I would say it's almost contrary, that we like the idea of people traveling from one South American country to the other, because it's also a lot about of exchange of ideas and people with different points of view and cultures and nationalities. So the idea is that you maybe can travel to another country, but it's not excluded that your ideal residency partner is in your home country, in your home city. That's also possible.
Yes. So, any more questions or? Well, if there's no more questions, you have the second chance on the 6th of May. And we will include all these questions. Well, I think some of the questions are already in the frequent asked questions document, but we will add your questions here also in the document so that it's uploaded, updated, and everyone can reach the same information. And yeah, I hope you all apply because there's a lot of people. And thank you so much. If there's nothing else, we can close the meeting here. It's been 1 hour. I hope it was clear enough. And yeah, wish you the best in the process. And thank you for being here.